Holmster switches past these gates and through the woods. 'Tis not exactly a near neighbor to the Crystarium, but as we occupy the same region, we have built up something of a cooperative relationship. What can we expect inside, Captain? The town is beset by a swarm unlike any we have seen in recent years. We did our best to evacuate the villages, but as many as half remain. Judging by the number of eaters present, we have good reason to believe that a light warden leads the attack. How convenient it seems we'll have our chance to slay a warden sooner than we expected. One does not simply slay a warden. Has no one told you that what happens if you defeat one of those fiends? They hold more light inside them than all of their underlings put together. So it's kind of like a giant flashbang. It can be struck down, aye, but its essence won't dissipate. Like the weaker kind, vile ether will billow outwards and envelop the nearest living thing, a reckless young swordswoman perhaps, and turn her into a brand new warden. Oh, shit. Well, you can leave the particular quandary to us. I must ask that the gods stand down and allow us to engage this leader of eaters alone. Concentrate on the survivors. We must save every life that we can. But what if... Understood, my lord. As captain of the guard, however, I will not watch you brave such danger without an escort from our ranks. I insist that I go with you. Very well. Then our warden slaying party shall include myself, the Leveliers, Captain Lena, and last but not least... me! Using the trust or duty finder? I don't know. I don't know what the trust thing is. It's just being introduced. A formidable group indeed. Into Holmester we go. Once we reach the Light Warden, do not hold back. We strike to kill. That is the plan. Wait, that means the trust system only works once, right? Like for the single quest then and there? Is it the angel one we're fighting? Wasn't the angel an Anmarang? Alrighty then. Carry forth, my friends. Oh, well. Makes sense. No, leave the poor bear alone, you bitch. Of course. Come here, foul beast. Alright, first boss fight. This is really what's going to show off if the trust system is worth it over the standard duty finder. Oh, okay. I thought she was going to be the main boss. Really? She's the first one? And it's the same one. Wait, I thought you were an Amarang. Amarang. For that place. It's the same goddamn one. Look, her wing's cut in half. This early? I thought we were setting up some kind of like long-term like creature we were gonna hunt down. Okay, that was fucking quick. John Sleeper, welcome to the stream. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Dead. Fuck you. You're gonna love the second boss. Love as in, like, I'll actually think it's cool and awesome, or love as in, it's gonna cause me absolute misery and I'm gonna want to kill it really, really badly out of frustration. Kind of love. They're very different kinds of love. Alright. Really? Not even gonna look her in the eye, just gonna kill her, put her out of her misery. Come on, you're almost put to rest, sweetheart. Come on. Sleep. Time to go to sleep. Come on. There we go. Jalen 633, welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing well, my friend. I'm doing a little less well, having... May Tesleen rest in peace. I'm surprised that was a lot less cinematic than I was picturing, though. So this is a light ward. Philia. It kind of reminds me of, It kind of reminds me of a nobody from Kingdom Hearts a little bit. I can't tell you which one. It looks like a combination of a couple of them, but that's like the initial thing it reminds me of. Alright, here we go. Minfilia? I don't know. I hope that's not what that means. Minfilia. Hope it's just Philia. Meaning nothing. If it is a monster of Minfilia, that's. Why? Just why? What do you think of the boss music? It's very engaging. I do like the boss music. I don't know if it fits the boss. I would think with facing something like this, I'd think of something a little bit more horrific. Oh fuck. No, you don't. There we go. Whew. Whew. Wasn't as super difficult. Like, I will say the near insta-death attack though earlier. Fuck, damn. I did get the Lakewood Hood offending. We got it earlier. I also got a Lakeland Greatsword. Actually, what's that look like? Oh yeah, that's right. I don't think they show up until after you leave the dungeon. Alright, so thank you! We defeated the boss, and now... Tesleen can rest in peace. Story content shouldn't be too difficult for players to complete. Yeah, it depends on the game. Some games... I can understand there being definitely a rising difficulty for them to complete.
It's releasing its ether! Fall back!
Oh, here we go.
We cannot let it touch us! Quickly, my lord, we must withdraw!
That will not be necessary, Captain. Though I appreciate your concern. The eternal light of these creatures has confounded us for nigh on 100 years. For each we have put down, another has risen up in its place. Born of the self-same ether, relinquished by its predecessor.
Okay, where's this going?
But now we have a way to contain that corruption.
Me?
The blessing of light, and the hero who wields it now stands before you.
Okay. And I know we're the Warrior of Light and we're Heidel's Chosen, but is our ether already pure light? You're a sponge now? Oh, great. Oh, it makes more sense why you summoned us then.
Behold! The monster's power is broken, and the world, twisted by its touch, returns to its rightful form.
Holy shit! I thought that was just something artistic for the trailer. We're actually breaking up the sky? Goddamn, night never looked more beautiful. Shadowbringer makes it. Well, I thought it made sense before if we were gonna. It made sense before when we knew our objective was to defeat the Light One and stuff, but I literally were bringing nighttime back. Wouldn't that mean we're still not Warriors of Darkness, we're Warriors of Light still? Because we're taking in light, and we aren't affected by the light, and breaking it up. Or am I overthinking it? Like... Banishing it. Well, yeah, I guess from that perspective, if we're banishing the light, we're therefore Warriors of Darkness, because we're bringing about darkness. In a good sense. Okay.
The sunless sea.
I want... For them, it must be like, what, 100... It's been 100 years? 100 goddamn years since then any of them have seen nighttime? Well, the thing is, probably most of them have grown up never seeing light. Sorry, never seeing darkness, so... To them, this must be the most beautiful scene ever. Like, I cannot imagine that feeling of, like, you're just used to this endless fucking daytime that never goes away. You're just constantly tormented with just this ever-brightening sky and the creatures that bring it about. And just to see nighttime and little blips of stars and... Oh... That gives me warm feelings in my stomach. First time most of them see it, I know, like, I cannot imagine someone never seeing the night sky. That's, like, horrifying to think about, the more I think about it.
The Warrior of Darkness has come.
Technically, yes. God damn. The music makes it feel all the more powerful. You still Heidel and Chosen, though?
What I think it is?
Well, I know, I didn't say we weren't. I do find it ironic that we're the Warriors. The thing is, I, up to this point, thought that when it said we were the Warriors of Darkness, that there was going to be some kind of transition thing where we were going to be serving Zodiark. For at least this expansion. I mean, up till now, it was kind of an idea was that we were going to eventually transition to that, like, authority control. But I guess, no, we're still Heidel's Chosen. We're still her agent of light. The only difference is we're bringing... I guess we're bringing control to the light that we have unleashed in this world. Oh, it's fascinating, the writing, I gotta say.
The night sky. As it should be.
Who are you people? You killed a warden, then bathed in its ether as if it were a spring shower, and now the sky? The legends are true. My lord?
Why are you getting on one knee? Stand the fuck up. What are you doing?
How many years have I waited for this moment?
Oh, that's right. He's been alive during the whole thing. Actually, that's the question. Is it worse to live and grow up only knowing that ever-brightening eternal light and never knowing darkness and never knowing nighttime? Or is it better is it better to be in the Exarch's situation where he's been alive the whole time? He knew what nighttime was, and that propose. Hey, you have not taken me to dinner yet, sir. You did introduce me to my living quarters and a lot of other things, but you did not take me to dinner. That is rule number one. Take me to dinner, it's on the table. If you don't, not on the table. Get on it. Stand up. It's better to have balance. I know. I agree. We had a huge conversation about it yesterday. Kiko Fernandez. Did I welcome you, Kiko? If I didn't, welcome Kiko to the stream. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Never knowing. Yeah, I think never knowing would be better. That's my thought process about it. If you never know it, you don't know what you're missing out on. But in the Exarch's case, I definitely feel really bad for him, and because he's the only one, I'm assuming, that was alive during the time, and only one left. So this whole time, he's been in a lot more misery than everybody else because he knew what nighttime was. Received Lakeland Ring Offending. Don't know if you want to be taken to dinner in this world, though. Well, it depends. How big's the dinner? If it's just me and him, I think we're cool. Like, it was just me and Emmerich, solid. It was a nice dinner. I didn't have any of the wine, but it was a nice dinner. It's just me and the Exarch, I think we'll be fine. You know? If it's a big party, I ain't drinking the wine, I ain't touching the bread, I ain't even looking at the hors d'oeuvres. I am simply there to say hello. And I will be armed and in heavy armor.
For the one possessed of her blessing. For you. You have vanquished the Light Warden of Lakeland, and for the first time in a century, darkness has returned to the mantle of night. Without the ever-present light to sustain them, the Sin Eaters will have no choice but to retreat.
Oh damn, this one dungeon had that big of an impact?
Victory is far from complete. Though darkness has fallen here, the other wardens yet bask beneath burning skies, feasting upon what little life remains. Even should it cost me all I have, I would see each and every one of them slain, that this world might be spared from oblivion. Not only for the first, but for the source as well. Save one, and we save the other. But, be that as it may, I concede it was wrong of me to summon you to this fight against your will. I swear, on my life, I will one day atone for that deed, but for the present, I beg you stay and see this fight to its conclusion. Cast down the wardens and restore darkness to the first.
And what am I gonna do? Say no? So it was a bit rude, yeah? Wait, what? That dinner would probably involve mule. Not here. I mean, they eat other stuff here. Just casually in the background watching, okay. I'll become the warrior you need. It sounds like a glorious adventure. It seems I have no choice but to fight. I'll be more grandiose about it. I will become the warrior you need.
On behalf of the first, I offer you my deepest thanks.
I understand there is much at stake here, Exarch, but why do you risk yourself so readily? It must have been a dangerous drain on your ether to summon even one person across the rift.
I do it for my people, of course. To give the Crystarium the tomorrow it deserves.
That is true now, yes, but the city had yet to be built when you first called forth the Crystal Tower. I'm simply curious to know what prompted you to commit yourself so completely to this particular course.
There are things which we can ill afford to lose. And I sensed from the first that I had a part to play in preserving them. Forgive me. I fear the events of the day may have taken their toll. Despite appearances, I am an old man. One burdened with many difficult memories, some too painful.
A new
to
recruit
recall.
has blessed our company.
Thank you to whoever subscribed. I don't question you're an old man. You've lived for over 100 years, dude.
Failing, I'm afraid.
Sir Lockman, thank you for subscribing. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
One which has served us well more often than not. Needless to say, we will continue to fight at your side until the last Sin Eater is defeated.
Come then, my warriors of darkness. Let us gather the surviving villagers and
There
make
it
our
is.
way back to the Crystarium.
Love the banter between the twins this expansion. I love the banter between the twins in general, but yeah. Remember to leave a like and subscribe.